Hey everyone, my name is Wedge and we're back with some more conspiracy spoilers. You know what I love about this set? Everything is playable. I don't have to try that hard to find a use for most anything. While the set won't bring anyone modern or standard playable cards, the amount of fun you'll have drafting this is totally worth it. So excited. The first card we're looking at today is a conspiracy. Backup plan starts the game face up in your command zone. Draw an additional hand of 7 cards as the game begins. Before taking mulligans, shuffle all but one of your hands into your library. This is awesome. First thing I noticed, it doesn't say take a second hand. It says take an additional hand. You can draft multiples of this card. While it is a rare, if you don't get a bomb card in one of your packs or you get this passed to you reasonably late, you could potentially stack these up. Having 2 backup plans is always better than 1, especially when those plans let you see 21 cards. You can start the game by looking at half your deck, I'm just saying. Unexpected potential is a conspiracy with hidden agenda. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast spells with a chosen name. Amazing. This is exactly what drafters have wanted for years. Basically, since drafting was a thing, players have wanted to splash off-color bombs. Now you can, without any drawback. This means I can play Marchesa even when I force blue-white like I always do. Our next conspiracy is World Knit, also a rare that starts the game face up. As long as every card in your card pool started the game in your library or in the command zone, lands you control tap to add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Sign me up! If you open this first pack, take it. You can spend the rest of your draft taking the best card in each pack. Think about it. You don't need color fixing. You don't need the same kind of synergy you would in a normal draft. Just do it. There's no way that won't be a viable strategy in a 4-person multiplayer game. Let me put it this way. I will, 100% of the time, take this first pick. I aim for the sky. Aether Searcher is 7 mana for a 6/4 construct. Reveal the Searcher as you draft it. Reveal the next card you draft and note its name. When the Searcher enters the battlefield, you may search your hand and library for a card with the name you noted on any Searchers you drafted. You may cast it without paying its mana cost. Basically, this card becomes a tutor for whatever you pick right after it. You also get to play the spell for free, which means you can pick off color bombs. If you get 2, you can name multiple cards and your Searchers can get either one. It is 7 mana, but remember, these games aren't going to go very quickly, so that mana cost isn't so bad. Plus, a free tutor attached to a 6/4 can't go wrong. It's a decent card. Next up, we have Deal Broker. 3 mana for a 2/3 construct. Draft the broker face up. Immediately after you draft, you may reveal a card in your card pool. Each other player may offer you 1 card in his or her card pool in exchange. You may accept any offer. You can also tap him to draw a card, then discard a card, but who cares? This trading idea is fantastic. Even if you decide not to accept anything, you could get a lot of information out of this card. Plus, if you reveal something off color that you hate drafted, you're bound to get someone who wants it. Once they decide they want it, it's even more likely others will follow. This game's cutthroat. Lore Seeker is 2 mana for a 2/2 construct. Reveal the Seeker as you draft it. After you draft Lore Seeker, you may add a booster pack to the draft. If any of you have played with unhinged cards, you'll remember Booster Tutor. This was an instant flashback for me. First of all, that's the funniest thing ever. Second, I'm just going to carry around Return to Ravnica packs with me everywhere. Arcana of the Triumvirate and I are close. It'll work out. Anyways, you can use any pack you want. This isn't a standard draft set. Get some Innistrad or Zendikar or, I don't know, Cold Snap. Sure, why not? Get some Cold Snap. Brago's Representative is 3 mana for a 1/4 Human Advisor. While voting, you get an additional vote. Okay, sounds good to me. You guys remember Will of the Council has a new mechanic. Each card with the mechanic forces the players to vote for one effect or another. If you get an additional vote, you're basically canceling out someone who's voting against you. A lot of people in Congress would kill for that ability. It's just, be careful. They're everywhere. Moving right along, we have Marchesa's Infiltrator. 3 mana for a 1/1 human rogue with Dethrone. Whenever the Infiltrator deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. I like the combination of dethrone and card draw. My only issue is that it's 3 mana for a 1/1 without any type of evasion. Sure, it can become a 2/2 by attacking the highest life total, but even then, that's turn 4. Here's the thing. While it isn't the most powerful card out there, I'll probably play it because I'm me and can't resist the ability to draw cards in limited. It's a problem. Drakestown Forgotten is 5 mana for a 0/0 zombie. It enters the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of creature cards in all graveyards. This is basically Mortivore all over again, except for a second ability. You can pay 3 and remove a 1/1 counter from the Forgotten to have target creature get -1/-1 until end of turn. This isn't bad at all. Late game, this could come down as a 6/6 or higher pretty easily, especially in a game with a lot of people. At that point, you might have more lands than you need, which makes this the perfect mana sink. Spending 6 mana to give something -2/-2 isn't great for a spell, but it is good for a creature ability. This card will fit into a specific kind of deck, but I could definitely see this alongside Magister of Worth. It's just so much death. It feels pretty good. Tyrant's Choice is 2 mana for a sorcery with Will of the Council. Starting with you, each player votes for death or torture. Great choices there. If death gets more votes, each opponent sacrifices a creature. If torture gets more votes or the votes tied, each opponent loses 4 life. Will of the Council is the definition of a situational ability. Based on what you want, you're going to have to wait for the right opportunity to get the vote in your favor. If you want death, make sure you cast this when at least one person doesn't have an important creature they don't want to lose. If you want torture, make sure no one wants to sacrifice anything. For a common at 2 mana, this is pretty powerful. You could get multiples of these. Because this is Magic the Gathering and the world is still spinning around the sun, we have our mythic rare Red Dragon. Scourge of the Throne is 4 colorless and 2 red for a 5/5 flyer with Dethrone. Whenever it attacks for the first time each turn, if it's attacking the player with the most life or tied for the most life, untap all attacking creatures and you get an additional combat phase. Guys, I don't feel good. I think I might want to play red. This is stupid. 6 mana is more than affordable for a 5/5 flyer that automatically becomes a 6/6. With evasion and high durability, triggering his bonkers text box won't be impossible. Easily one of my favorite new cards released so far. Also, if you can grab an immediate action, giving this guy a haste should be illegal. Thank me later. Wedge approved. Treasonous Ogre is 4 mana for a 2/3 Ogre Shaman with Dethrone. You can pay 3 life to add 1 red mana to your mana pool. Seems expensive and painful. I might not use the mana ability, but sometimes getting a 3/4 for 4 once it attacks the highest life total isn't so bad. There are always uses for creatures that hit things hard. Isn't that like Gruul's motto? I guess it would be if it wasn't. Not Gruul, then die! On to green cards, Selvalis Charge is 5 mana for a sorcery with Parlay. Each player reveals the top card of their library. For each non-land card revealed this way, you put a 3/3 green elephant creature token onto the battlefield, then each player draws a card. I love elephant cards. Terastodon, Call the Herd, Rogue Elephant. I mean, come on, it's a summon elephant. I'm getting off track. 5 mana is a bit expensive and it is a sorcery, but with 3 other players, getting 2 to 3 elephants is definitely in the realm of possibility. Again, it's really important to keep in mind that this format's going to be slow. You'll get to 5 mana. When I get to 5 mana, I'd like some elephants. Our last spoiler of the day is Paliano, the High City, our first legendary land. Reveal it as you draft it. The player to your right chooses a color, you choose another color, and then the player to your left chooses a third color. You can tap this to add 1 mana to your mana pool of any color that was chosen. This is pretty cool. You're going to get at least 3 colors to use. Not only that, but think about it this way. The players to your left and right aren't going to name the colors they're drafting. Why would they want you to consider those colors? They're going to name a color they're not even close to going into. It's free information. Knowing what colors are being taken around you is an extremely valuable piece of information. This is a sneaky way of taking advantage of that. Kudos, R&D. Well, it looks like that catches us up on new conspiracy spoilers. We haven't even talked about Dak Faden or reprints yet, but we will, and it'll be glorious. We'll keep covering spoilers as they come out, so watch out for our next video. Please. Anyways, remember to subscribe below for the latest and most reliable Magic the Gathering information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.